Hey guys, LaShana here, your business therapist and leadership coach. Today we're going to be talking about how leadership and lifestyle meets legacy. I have two beautiful individuals coming on to join me today. The amazing Brittany Janine, and then I also have Alex from the AI Society. And look, let me tell you something. Madi in the building. You thought I tagged you, didn't you, Madi? That it does not boot you out, okay? Because we about to get this conversation, baby. It's about to go down. Got six, model six. Okay, we good. Cross your fingers.
Let's give it another shot.
You know what it might
Am
have
I in
been?
here?
Yeah, you're in here. I added my other page earlier. Maybe that was the hiccup. No big deal.
We here.
How you doing, love?
I'm good. How are you? It's good to see you.
You too.
Yeah.
Hey, where's brother?
Oh, Lord. Brother's at the park with daddy, so he's not loud in the background.
Right? Okay, so because time is of the essence and we're starting a little late, listen, we're gonna jump right in. Let everybody know who you are, vice versa, because my people is meeting your people, and then we're gonna have a little chit chat.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Brittany Janine. I'm a wife, 15 years this year, a mom of two. I have an 11-year-old and a 3-year-old. They both turn one age up this summer. And I'm a serial entrepreneur. I always say, in this season, it's hard to say exactly what I do because I'm doing the most and I'm okay with that. But yeah, that's who I am in a nutshell. I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia, and I love to say that I'm a pivot pusher. So if you think about it, I probably have done it, from wedding planning to brand design to coaching to photography. Like, I'm really a Jackie of all trades, so to speak.
I never heard someone say Jackie of all trades. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Awesome. So my name is LaShana. I'm a business therapist and leadership coach. And I'm the one you come to when you are in your head, overthinking, overanalyzing, and letting imposter syndrome hold you back from really doing the thing that you love to do. I say that I'm the best of both worlds when it comes to mental health and business coaching. Most times, if you go to a business coach and you start talking that mindset junk, it's either they're going to try to address it but don't really know how, or they may minimize it and just say, get to the bag, get to the revenue.
Yeah, that's
and
real.
That's cool, but we all know that the foundation of what we do most times is in here.
Yeah.
So I do a little bit of blend of both, and I have you on for our leadership series, Brittany, is because when I thought of who are women who literally exude leadership inside and out, that's you.
Oh, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate that.
No problem. Like, it's the truth, because at the end of the day, with all the titles and labels that you just shared, which is like a glimpse of what you do as a woman, at the end of the day, when you are pivoting, when you are building your business, we have to have a leadership persona. Otherwise, it's all going to be for naught, right?
Yeah, true.
So what's your definition of leadership, Brittany?
Oh, leadership. Well, definition of a leader for me is, somebody who can inspire change. And I would say a good leader is someone who can inspire change just by being, if that makes sense. They're just being themselves and they're operating in their day to day, and they can still in that inspire change. Leadership also is just like this umbrella of, guiding folks to really embody what they're supposed to and take on all that God has given them, but also in a way that is unique to who they are. You know what I'm saying? I think a good leader also is someone who doesn't mind following. I'm in this season right now where I don't mind saying I don't know. I've always been, oh, I got the answers. I got the answers. I got the answers. And now I'm like, no, I don't know, but I know she knows and I know she knows. So it's really about just building a network so that you can follow sometimes too. And then even in that, you're able to lead.
Yeah, I love that. So I used to be one of those people who always wanted to have an immediate answer.
Yeah.
And I'm working on that. Even today, someone asked me a question and I said, you know what? Let me get back to you. And then I said, wow, I never have to wait on my response, but I'm going to get back to you. So, because I'm very verbal, right?
Yeah.
So because I'm working on it, I was kind of hitting myself in the head for not knowing immediately. But who says that we have to put that kind of pressure on ourselves
Absolutely.
to always be on 10?
Yes.
Right?
That's real. That's real.
Which stems from childhood.
Yeah.
Right?
I know you got the root cause.
It stems from childhood. And so, like, even thinking about being a leader, I'm sure for us who are high achievers, high performers, or recovering, always want to be in the front of the line, always want to raise your hand and know the answer really quickly. Well, guess what? We're enough without knowing the answer
Absolutely.
automatically and quickly,
Absolutely.
right?
Yep.
But to have the self-reflection and self-awareness to even be where we are now, to say, you know what, I'm good over here, I think is a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So the series is called Leadership Plus Lifestyle Meets Legacy. And I've seen you pivot. I've seen you be vocal and transparent about living the life that you want to
Yeah.
live and worrying about the math, the results, the money later. What did it take for you to come to that period and be comfortable in it?
Yeah, experience really, like from every transition, excuse me, that I've had, it's really just getting in tune with myself. Like, Brittany, who are you and what do you really want? That's a really tough question to answer because sometimes we can take on the goals of other people, the desires of other people, and we start building in that way. And then we get to the finish line and we're like, this doesn't feel good. Like, what happened? And when that happens to you more than once, you start to get like real. You start putting on your big girl panties like, nah, I've been in this situation too many times
Yeah.
where I got to the finish line. Yes, I might have the bag, but something in me is still missing. Something doesn't bring me joy. I'm still not showing up in a way that I know that I can show up. And when I started to feel that over and over again, I was like, all right, Britt, when do you feel this the most? And you feel this the most when you are following rules that do not belong to you. And every single time I've been like, okay, this is what a coach looks like. We run a program, we do this, then we do this, and I followed steps. Then I got to the end and I'm like, I don't want to do it like that anymore. And so anytime, I get that feeling of like, just feel, I know we say the word alignment a lot these days, but like anytime you feel out of alignment or you just don't feel like you're in your calling,
Yeah.
time to shake things up. It's time to do things a little bit differently. And so I got there simply through experience and just getting to a point where I was like, I don't want that feeling. I want to be able to show up who I am. And those who can rock with me, they rock with me. And those who don't, that's okay too.
Most definitely. The biggest thing I think about, because we're both moms,
Yeah.
when we're operating in that follow the leader, if you may, our kids are sitting back watching us too. And we may not be having the conversations, but they
Wow.
see our change in energy. They see us going from
Yeah.
just flowing and being goofy and being cool
Absolutely.
to being moving real quickly and talking real quickly and not having time.
Yeah.
Right. So also I'm like self-diagnosed ADD. I already know I got it, even though ain't nobody told me I got it. I think that has a lot to do with us having all these amazing ideas and wanting to try different stuff and not feeling any kind of guilt about it and just flowing.
Yeah.
It's easy for us. When some people are like, oh, you need to niche down, you need to do this, you need to do that, and that is their comfort zone. But we have different superpowers for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I was diagnosed as well with ADHD last year, and it brought me so much clarity about myself. I get bored super fast, and I'm also a person who I thrive in the build stage. But once it's built, I'm like, all right, who wants to carry this on? I'm moving on to the next thing to build. And
Yep.
so having that revelation about yourself, going through your own, I think I saw the word healing in your marketing, going through your own healing and understand, exactly who you are inside and out. That allows you to thrive in business much differently. So even, I know you're saying you're self-diagnosed, but even having that awareness about yourself allows you to build a business that is true to that. So now when I'm like talking to people and I'm like, yeah, I got this business, this business, this business, I have no shame around that because I know that that's what suits me and who I am.
Most definitely.
Great.
Yeah.
Don't
So
slide, baby. Close the door. Close the door. Sorry, my
you're,
family noise.
you're fine. No,
Yeah.
no. So the platform is called Healing While Building.
Hold
No
on,
worries.
girl. Mama.
Hey guys, if you're tuning in, I'm chatting with the amazing Brittany Janine. I heard Lanisha say two of her faves. Thank you, love. I actually connected with Brittany when I first got into entrepreneurship, and she helped me come up with my business name, Accountability on Demand. You remember that,
Yeah.
Brittany?
Oh my God. Throwback, right?
Right? I was explaining to her how my mindset coaching and my support, literally, my clients can just tap in. She was like, so it's like literally on demand. I was like, yeah. She's like, I was like, it's like I'm accountable. It's accountability. Because
Yes.
I was spinning. And she said, accountability on demand. I was like,
I forgot all about that, man. That's a good reminder. I forgot.
Girl, listen, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, we have to give people their flowers whenever possible. And I always, always, always love you because you keep it a buck. You are real. I had another conversation with you when I first started because I didn't know how entrepreneurship worked. And I was like, yeah, maybe I should just act like I want to do this. You were like, why don't you just tell them that's what you want to do? I
I
was
kind of
like,
vaguely remember that. Like, just be upfront about it.
bingo. So I say that to say this. At the end of the day, we have to be our full authentic selves because there's someone waiting on us to find themselves in us. However, if we're not being who we are, then nobody wins.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you were asking about the healing name. So the platform's called Healing While Building. And the
Yeah.
reason why I created it is because I realized that's what the hell we're all doing.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's healing through trauma, healing through parenting, healing through relationships, healing through self-identity.
Yeah.
We're healing while still building the business, no matter what the business is. And once you embrace that and you own it, I'm telling you, magic happens.
Yeah, that's real. And I've experienced that myself. And I want it to be, brought up that healing is something that's continuous
Oh
too,
yeah.
And so you're constantly learning new things about yourself, your environment. I often go into therapy and I'll be like, oh, I'm just coming here just to talk. Ain't nothing wrong or whatever the case may be. And then I bust out crying. I'm like, what happened? Then you realize something else is there. And then that allows you to not only, bring that forth in that session, but also in your relationships, like you're saying, in your business and all these different, in parenting and all these different dynamics. So it's a beautiful thing to heal while building because you're getting all these revelations along the way. And you're like, all right, now I know how to move with this. Now I know how to adjust. Now I know how to pivot, whatever that looks like.
Girl, yes. And it's interesting you talked about therapy. A lot of people reactively go to therapy.
Yeah.
And in a perfect world, just like you got to get your shots before school, you go to the dentist every 6 months or more, you got that PCP. There needs to be whether it's holistic healing, wellness, therapy, there should be some kind of parameter in regards to that too, because a lot of people wait till it's up here to where it's a crisis situation, right?
Yeah.
You got to find the right one and hop around. If it wasn't a good fit, what if you already have one proactively when nothing's going on?
Already there, going on the
So
journey with you.
correct. So then that safe space enables you to open up and be like taking stuff off the shelf that you put up there thinking that it was not going to come down.
Yeah.
Because you got safe space.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. So I see the chat pumping. Dr. Lanisha said this clarity and self-discovery is amazing. Yes, healing while building. And if you guys don't know, in Atlanta and Brittany, I want to let you know too. June 22nd and 23rd is the Healing While Building Summit.
Oh, nice. So, come on, somebody.
If you're free, holla at a player.
Yes.
I would love to have you in the building. Now, legacy, right? When you think of legacy and you think of building wealth, how is that connected to you having that leadership? I call it servant leadership, but whatever you want to label yours, how is that connected with truly building wealth, but having that character as a leader?
Yeah. So, I think of when we often think about legacy, my brain automatically goes to like how celebrities build legacy. And you think of like the Whitney Houstons and the Michael Jacksons. Like that's when I first heard the word legacy, I'm associating it with people who have done super big things that live for a lifetime, right?
Yeah.
And so it made me downplay what I was doing because in my head I'm like, well, I'm not building legacy like that. I'm on no level with like Michael Jackson, Oprah, Beyonce, right? But legacy ultimately is leaving anything behind that does something for the greater good. And so, in my opinion, in my work as I'm going through design and wigs, and I'm showing people how to pivot, and I'm showing you how to own up to who you are inside and out. When people start hearing the word pivot and I'm long gone and that name of Brittany Janine still comes up, to me, that's legacy. Even right now, you and I are creating a video together that's going to live in this space. when I'm long and gone, you know, my daughter or whoever, my grandchildren can come back and they can say, dang, I heard grandmama talking on that live and she was saying XYZ, that's legacy.
Yeah.
And so I think oftentimes we try to, you know, make it bigger and like you mentioned, wealth and all that. Yeah, that's a part of legacy as well. But sometimes it's so small, little things that you're doing in your day to day that's contributing to the overall build of your legacy, you know? And so I look at it a little bit different in my journey. Before I didn't see it that way, you know.
Yeah.
I try to Google myself every once in a while and see the articles that I've been a part of, the lives, the podcasts. And because that's left behind, I feel like, man, legacy is already being built
That's
right now,
legacy.
even for you, you
Yeah.
know?
No, I totally agree. And when I think of wealth, I think of money, but I also think of health. I think
Yeah,
of,
absolutely.
because this is the thing, a lot of people sacrifice themselves for wealth.
Yeah.
And what I want to just remind myself of is no matter how much money I make, am I happy? Because
Yeah.
the money is going to come. Money is an energy. It's a result. As long as you show up and do what you need to do, whether it's courses, 9 to 5, whatever it is, you're going to generate revenue. But the question is, when you lay down at night, are you happy?
That's
If
real.
you were to go tomorrow, God forbid, could you clearly say, I have lived my best life. I have done the things that I want to do. I have connected with who I wanted to connect with. I've shared, etc. And most times the answer is no.
Yeah.
And that's what helped me to get off that hamster wheel, to get off that go, 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 go burnout mode and just be. Like eating lunch on my computer, talking to my daughter, saying, 1 second, let me get back to you.
Yeah.
For what? Right? And this is coming from learned behavior. Not, I didn't wake up thinking this way, right? So why do you think that most people operate on a result-based mentality? Meaning, okay, I want to start a business so I can be a millionaire. I want to get married so I can have kids. I want to do this so I can. Where does that come from?
Oh man, I had a client that I work with, and you met her. She actually was at my retreat, and she talks about how we all follow sort of the template of life, right? And so this template is given to us fairly early. Society builds this template, and so we sort of follow like the go to school, get married, have kids, build wealth, retire. You know what I'm saying? So we all follow sort of this same template every single time. And then we get like, again, like I said earlier, you get to the end of the template and you're like, was this meant for me? So I think a lot of us get there because one, society has built this template for us, but also you get on social media and think about how much you consume on a day-to-day basis. You got information coming at you left, right, center all the time. And when I know for me, it depends on who you follow too. When I'm scrolling, here's how you get to your 6 figures. Here's how you get to 7 figures. 5 ways that you build your content. 7 ways, and that's the voice change every time I move my finger up to something else I need to be doing. And so guess what? When you start hearing all of that, the voices of others become your own voice, and you no longer can hear yourself.
True.
You can't even hear yourself. You can't hear God speaking to you, right? Because all you hear is all these voices where you're scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. And so it's not until you can actually back up from the scroll, back up from the template that you've been given and say, okay, what do I, again, the question that I asked earlier, what do I desire? What do I want? I remember I was working to the 7-figure goal and I was like, if I get these 7 figures, what I'm gonna do? What's my plan for it? And I had no idea. All I knew was everybody in the coaching space was hitting 7 figures, and that just to me was the goal to have, right? So ask yourself why. Why are you wanting this thing? Why do you do it this way? Why? And I think that question why will take you so far. Even a leader, if a leader starts asking the question why, they'll realize that the things that they're doing ain't even of them, right?
So Simon Sinek has that famous video, The Power of Why, right? And a lot of times we're talking about the what, we're talking about the how, we're talking about the who. But once you reevaluate your why, you'll see you are out of alignment, like you talked about.
Every time.
So you also mentioned about who do you want to be? And if you guys are familiar with the book Becoming by Michelle Obama, in the beginning of the book, she said we need to stop asking kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? Because it's not finite, right?
Yeah.
My daughter's 21. She's trying to figure out who she want to be. I'm 41, still navigating who I want to be. So when I think of pivoting, it's because we are becoming. We don't have to decide who we want to be. We decide who we are becoming.
Yeah.
And all of those things happen on the journey,
Yes,
on the way.
absolutely.
So I love that you shared that. So listen, I know time is of the essence, but I really want to share with the people anything that you have percolating in the system, not in the system, in the atmosphere. So that way, if they need to get plugged in, if they need to connect with you, they know how and why. So
Yeah.
what do you have percolating up in these streets?
Girl, I got a lot percolating. I got a lot. So I always tell people, if you're here at the Brittany Janine space, this is the first stop in order for you to find out everything that's going on with me. I'm in the process of launching a creative agency with my partner, Nick. She's of Shots by Nick. We're two dope individuals. I'm super excited. So that's Iconic Lab. My husband and I have a fitness business called New Flame Fitness. And I don't know if you know, I'm also a cycle coach here in Atlanta.
Yep.
There's just so much. And I'm also building Wake Up to Wix. I've actually always shied away from the Wix platform because people be like, Wix ain't real, Wix ain't this, Wix ain't. And I'm like, you know what? I've made some amazing things with Wix. I need to school the people. And so I'm actually launching next quarter Wake Up to Wix, where you can buy templates from me, web templates, and you can also learn about the platform ins and outs, expenses, all of the stuff. So so definitely start here. If you start here at Brittany Janine, you can find all of the different avenues and what I'm doing.
I love that you're doing that with Wix. I mean, you know, I think it was like 2 years ago, I hit you up about another platform and I was leaving Wix. And now after seeing your content and seeing all the resources, I'm thinking about going back. So
Come on,
I hope you,
baby. Come on back on over here.
you better have some kind of deal with them.
I know. I'm working on it.
Blank, blank.
I know.
Awesome. So guys, if you don't know me, I specialize in mental health, mindset, and clarity. So literally, guys, business is gonna always business. Life's gonna life. You're gonna meet those money milestones,
Yeah.
but I want you to do it without sacrificing yourself in the process. And I hold your hand if you need that, or we can do some shared accountability. But it's really providing safe space so you can thrive in your superpowers and not second guessing what they are and how you're going to apply them. Our Healing While Building Summit is here in Atlanta, June 22nd and 23rd.
Beautiful.
Super excited about it. It's going to be 20% business, 80% holistic, healing, wellness, spiritual stuff. So don't think you're going to come with your notebook learning how to launch. That's not what it is.
I love that.
Intentionally, that's not what it is. And then lastly, I have a content space called Pop Up and Create in Marietta. And Brittany, I don't know what you're waiting on. We can pull it up.
Listen. All right, I need to pull on through.
Yes, you do. We have so many events going on this month, but you can book our space for a podcasting, photo shoot, pop-up events, the whole nine. So just everything's in my bio. And Brittany, I just want to tell you thank you for tapping in with me today. This was a pleasure. And I can't wait to see you in person again.
Absolutely. And I'm proud of you, girl. Keep doing you, man.
Thank you, love.